You're listening to the Blush and Burn Books podcast.
Where two sisters read anything from slow burns to heart-pounding spice. I'm Laura.
And I'm Annie. Grab your favorite drink and let's get bookish.
This podcast episode is a book review. Therefore, please be prepared for 18+ content as well as spoilers. Torment 1-2.
Torment 3-4.
Let's talk about the ALC that we just got, that is Torment by Dylan Page.
Question.
Answer.
Have you read anything by Dylan Page before?
I had not, but we had done a TikTok live before, actually a couple, where people ended up telling us to read Dylan Page.
True. I know the title of this book.
Yes.
I knew the title of this book.
I did too.
Then when I looked at the author, I was like, oh, that's right. And I was surprised just because you always get surprised a little bit when you get an arc because you go, oh, but this has been out. But then you're like, oh no, it's an ALC.
Yes.
So you're listening to it to see if it's actually what you think of the audio version of it.
Yes. So thank you to NetGalley for the ALC of Torment
Absolutely.
Part 1 and Part 2. So today what we're going to do is we're going to go over Part 1, and then we're going to do a section on the back end of Part 2. Because this is a duology part, like it's the same characters.
Right. And we got thoughts.
We definitely have some thoughts. So let's jump in for Part 1. What did you rate it?
Okay, so Part 1, I gave this 4 stars.
I also gave this 4 stars.
I gave Torment 4 stars. I thought as the progression of Part 1 went on, I realized that very fast that this is going to be more emotional.
Absolutely.
More it's going to have darker themes because there are some darker themes in this book.
Yes.
Namely, we have a lot of violence.
Yeah.
This is a motorcycle gang book.
But it's not a romanticized.
No, it's not a romanticized version
of that.
This is like I would call this like the Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, this was Sons of Anarchy put into reading format.
Yeah, like you see like the grit, you see the lifestyle of what they would call what's expected of like an old lady.
Yep.
Right? Like, and I want you to know that I have been victim of being called an old lady multiple times. Why? My husband is in he loves old cars. Loves them. And every time we go to like a car show or we go hang out with any of the old timers, they're like, oh, did you bring your old lady? And I'm all, at first it used to bug me. I was like, are you being for reals?
It would bug me in the beginning.
And then I've learned to embrace it and make it into a joke. So you can call, I don't mind being called old lady. I can handle it as long as it's in terms of like that. I'd rather be called someone's old lady than like a ball and chain.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway,
I agree.
I have been victim of that.
Ooh.
But those are the themes that are in this.
Yes. And the on-page spice scenes in this are not soft.
No, they're not.
They are not soft.
No.
You definitely get a lot of manipulation. You're
Completely.
getting a lot of grooming. You have someone who is what I would consider bipolar.
Yeah, probably.
And I think that Manic, that ends up becoming his biker name for our MMC.
Yeah.
They call him Manic because he just, at like the drop of a hat, he switches from being like the easy-go-lucky individual to balls to the walls.
Yeah, they talk about how his temper would get going, and then couldn't be reined in.
So those are some of the themes that you're going to find in this book. I gave it 2 chili peppers.
I think that's accurate. I actually did not rate it as chili peppers. Now that I think about it, I always do. I didn't put one on there. It's totally 2.
Yeah.
But they're, here's the thing. This is a realist. It has some realistic vibes to it. Did you feel that more?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, where there was like you Dylan Page actually did a great job at letting you be able to
Yeah.
relate to the characters, which I always find to be a great feat because I think that's probably one of the hardest things to do as an author is can you make me relate to your character in a way that like I either see pieces of myself or I see pieces of other people that I know. Can you make this story relatable or even at least have pieces of it being realistic?
Yes. And that's important to me, even in a fantasy story, is that I want to have realistic elements or like logical decisions. I can't tell you how much it drives me batty if you are in a situation, and it reminds me of like horror stories, right? Where they're like, and she heard the chainsaw and ran towards it.
You're like, bullshit.
Why? There's no,
I call bullshit.
No, legit. So
Yeah, I call
I
bullshit.
did not feel that in this. I felt
Right.
that the decisions that our FMC was making. So let's give a little bit of premise now. You have a little bit of the what to expect from the vibes of this story. Oh, BK rating. This is a BKR to Chili Pepper. We gave it 4 stars.
100%.
100%. Okay. So in this story, you have our FMC, and my mind just drew a blank on her name. Oh my gosh. Mila?
Mila.
Mina?
Mina.
I think it's Mina.
It's Mina.
Mother of pearl. Sorry. It's Mina.
It's Mina.
Brain glitched. So our FMC, Mina, is living with her mom. Her dad has died of cancer.
Right.
So her dad is no longer in the picture. She meets James, which is the MMC's dad.
Right.
So the mom meets James. They start dating. She's basically brought in. And one thing I actually liked about this is that James is not the head of the motorcycle gang.
No, he's not.
And I loved that.
That's what she does though. Like that's why I'm saying like I do think Dylan Page did a good job because she made it not be this like he's the leader and then he's the leader and then she's going to take over because she has some great like do you know what I'm talking about? This like always the best. And that's not what you get here. You get a little bit more of a more raw version of like of what it would be like to be thrown into this world not growing up in it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of that's like what you were saying, right? Like what you're trying to say. Like this is what happens. These two people meet, you know, Mina's mom is not part of it. And
no, and then when she finds out that James is, she has a hard time with it. And we start going through the process of like the abuse that the mom goes through,
the manipulation,
and the manipulation that is seen.
Absolutely.
And then we have and that's just of the mom. And then you have the manipulation of Mina.
Yeah.
And you sit there and you see it and your heart just goes out to her and you want her to fix Shay, our MMC. Like I wanted her to fix him. Well, I was like, are we going to fix him? Are we not fixing him? But that's like,
that's the realisticness of the whole thing. It's like we find people that we want to fix. Yeah.
Can we want to fix him? Manic.
Yeah. And honestly, that's the best part about it. You
have no idea.
You have no idea, and it takes you through the whole entire story.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the flashbacks. There's flashbacks in this back and forth.
Dual timeline of.
I don't mind that. I found it to be very, very. It created the depth of the story.
Absolutely, it did.
Yeah.
And I actually enjoyed the way that it was put forward. I did feel like the chapters were long because of that. Instead of doing a chapter break for the story, it was like
we were going back and forth.
Was thrown into the middle of a chapter. So I'd be like, crap, wait, what chapter am I on? If I wanted to refer back to Kindle. So this is available on Kindle Unlimited. And at the time of recording this, the audio is connected through Kindle Unlimited. So it is currently a free audiobook.
Yeah. I I'm excited for you to finish and get
I
through
am
part
excited to
two, and
finish
then we
for
can
part
kind
two.
of like wrap it up a little bit
Yes.
because it's just I actually enjoyed how it ended. It was one of those when it ended, it took me a minute.
You had to sit with it.
I'd sit with it, and I'm okay with that. Like I
Yeah.
like that, and it brought the whole thing together. So, but it also lets you know what's coming next. Some of the other books that she has that
Yeah.
are considered in this series. So,
There's 2 more.
did we like the narrator?
I actually really enjoyed the narrator. I
Mhm.
felt like she did a really good job. The FMC is younger. So we talk about how there's the flashbacks. The way that she does a younger Mina is great. I felt like she hit the nail on the head for that.
Because she was able to give the voice of a
Yes.
younger child, which
Yes.
is so hard to do.
And then as she's growing and like, we flash forward to present day,
Yeah.
Mina is 16 and 17 years old. So I am not expecting
And
an
18. She becomes
extremely
18.
That's not until book 2 though.
Right. In book 2, she was 18.
So in book 2 she goes to 18. But you're not getting that maturity factor,
Mhm.
that you get in the other books.
Right.
Or like in other narrators.
Mhm.
So I think that this narrator did a fantastic job, and I believe it is Riley Forrester.
Mhm.
And I felt that she was on par for all of the voices, and then even for the male voices.
She did a good job.
She did a fantastic job. I was not pulled out at any point
No.
based off of her production of this.
No. Narration wise, I had no problem with it. I think my problem that I had with it was the sheer speed of it.
Very slow.
It was very slow. Like every book is different where you want what speed you want to listen to it at.
Absolutely.
And I believe where you want to listen to your speed is your own fucking business. Okay?
Absolutely it is.
It's your own business where you want to read your speed or listen to your speed. Like some people's brains just move faster.
Yes.
I need to listen. So I like listening at the pace that I read. I am a fast reader.
You can read between 1.5 and 1.75 without
all
blinking.
day long. But this is my general speed of reading.
Yeah.
And I
You were able to kick this one up.
kicked it up because I feel like they slowed it down a little bit to the point that it was a little bit painful. So, I mean, honestly, that's like kind of my only critique.
Yeah. I had to age up our FMC in my head because while I know that there is a realisticness to this story, they are doing things on page that I had to kick it up for my own.
I understand.
being.
I understand that. I do
Like,
think
I
it
have a
was
hard time when
realistic,
it's
though.
that- yeah. But I was not dabbling in
That's what
sexual exploitation.
But see,
at
that's
that
like
age. So it's
because
I
that
think
was
for me,
your
it was different.
Exactly, because that's what you have to reference
Yes.
off of, right? And so
Yes.
it's like someone else who's maybe been in a little bit of a different circumstances is
Oh,
kind of like, oh yeah,
absolutely.
like we were doing that at 18.
Well, I mean, I had friends that were.
So exactly.
So
So
I just am like, okay, but in my head, I'm
Yeah.
like, I want her to be older.
that's why reading is like such a personal experience,
Oh,
right? Like
absolutely
this
it
is why
is.
reading is a personal experience for everyone, and you're going to get something different out of it than I'm going to get out of it. And this is why reading is what reading is, and
Yeah.
that's why it's so much fun.
Well, and that's why we've done the podcast the way we're doing it too, because even though we're sisters, we had a different upbringing.
Yeah, we did.
So we are able to see all the things.
Well, we had different life experiences too. Even though we
Absolutely.
lived in the same home, we had some different life experiences. So, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that one, we want this well known that reading is subjective to everyone. So
Always.
something that we like is not always something that somebody else is going to like. But we did enjoy this story. And it is a
I did.
dark motorcycle gang romance.
Yes.
But we heavily suggest checking your trigger warnings on this.
Completely.
But like, I actually really enjoyed it. And this has been out for a hot minute.
Mm-hmm. I think it's because there's a couple moments where you're going, shoot, I have to decide how I feel about this. And
Yeah.
I don't think that that's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. And I can see that this could be too much for some people.
Oh,
And I
absolutely.
say, that's okay.
Yeah.
Just stop. If it's too much, it's okay. And I also believe that there's times in your life that you can handle certain things, like you can read different books
Yeah.
than you can. Like it just depends on where you're at, you
Well,
know?
and we talked about this because
Read where you're at.
when we started reading this book, I was not in a good mental headspace.
Yeah, I was like,
And you were super worried.
please, 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 if this is too much, like please stop.
Yeah.
And but it got good.
It got good. But there are some things that you are thick in the weeds of.
Completely.
Absolutely. And
Completely.
and there's death on page. And there's a lot of domestic violence and
Yeah.
it's hard. But
It's such a talent though.
it
Like
is such a talent.
think about it. Like
for this
it's
author to
such
pull
a
this off.
talent to write these things. Yeah, they're not for everybody, but man, they are it's a talent to be able to dig that deep within yourself to be able to write it. And we'll go over this in part 2. She has Dylan Page writes a thing at the end, which I'm excited for you to read, of why she talks about why she ended it the way she did.
Like author's note in the
Yes,
end?
she
I'm
talks
so
about why
excited.
she ended it the way she did. She talks about why she made certain characters be the way, and it was just so cool because you could see the amount of depth that she like created within
Oh, I
her
love
story
that.
and her characters, and I was like, okay, cool. Like I'm down with this. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm excited for you to finish part 2.
Me as well.
Yes.
So overall, book
Yes.
1, total win,
Yeah, it was great.
and very much enjoyed.
I did
The
enjoy
end,
it.
The end was hard.
The end was hard.
The end is brutal. It is no sugarcoating. It's rough. So part 2, when we talk about part 2, it really is the second book because this is a duology, part 1 and part 2
Correct.
of Torment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm currently 33% of the way through it. So I am not fully completed. So we're going to talk about this one because Annie is completed. And I can give the feedback on the beginning of this. And my biggest thing right now is how slow it is. The beginning is very, very slow. We started off fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, we're dropping, and it feels very repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
But you and I talked about this.
Yes.
The reason it is so repetitive is because it's showing the
Patterns.
manipulation and the patterns.
Exactly. It's just trying to show you the patterns of abuse over and over and over. And I mean, I don't want to. Sometimes I hate bringing up other books that I find similar in what I would consider a review, but at the same time, I think it gives the same weight. Is Saving Six and Redeeming Six by Chloe Walsh.
Yes.
There's some drug abuse that goes on in that one, and it talks about an addict and the abuse of drugs and the repetitive cycles that happen. And I think that that's what this shows is these types of repetitive cycles that people who are in abusive type situations get stuck in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard that it's slow.
Yes.
But it almost has to be there in order to create what needs to happen.
Yes.
You know, the buildup that needs to happen
Yeah.
for the things to happen in the end. So
Which I understand.
yeah.
I do get. Now, I know that I haven't completed it, but this is something that has been grinding my gears for the first third.
Okay.
And that is, I'm already a third in. Why is this a second book?
I'm with you on this one. I have a hard time. I hate to do this again, but we did it again in like our like our Binding 13.
Yeah, Binding
and like
13 and Keeping
like
13.
these other ones where it's like we're kind of doing these like duologies, which it's not bad. It's that it slows the book down.
And
It
but it's almost too
it's
slow at
almost
that
too
point.
slow. For me, it is almost too slow.
It is. It makes it almost like, why are we still doing this? And almost to a point of like putting it down. Because I'm like, if we just keep circling the drain like we're doing
I
right
know.
now.
Yep.
I understand that we're doing it in a way that's like building up the situation, right? We're
Correct.
building up the abuse of everything
We're
that's
building it
happening.
up.
We're building all these things. And I know you said the ending is fantastic.
Well, it's
So I
because
know
in
we're getting
abusive
there.
situations that does happen a lot. It does
Yes.
get to the point where you start to build and build and build and build, and then you need that one moment to happen
Yes.
where you wake up.
Yep. Which I totally stand by.
Right.
And it seems like that's the bulk of what has happened in this one, Torment by Dylan Page, as well as the ones with Chloe Walsh, is that it feels like we're twisting, pulling hairs, splitting hairs. And then like, if I felt that in book one or part one, we balanced this a little bit better with the flashbacks.
Yeah, because in part two, we're not doing flashbacks.
We're not
anymore.
doing flashbacks.
Flashbacks are gone. We're fully present, and we're moving on, and we're dealing with what's actually happening, like presently in front of us.
And that's my hardest part.
Yeah.
Will I complete part two? Absolutely.
Oh, I know you will. You need to have the ending. And
I can't not now.
You need to have the ending.
The end.
It ends so. It does end. I don't even know how to. It's hard when you haven't finished it, but also, I don't want to spoil it. Like I really want people to read the ending of it and come to their own conclusion.
I agree.
That to me is the best part about it. And like I said, I sat with it for a minute, and once you read the author's note too, you go, that was really great.
Yeah.
That was really, really great.
So then we're obviously kicking up the chili peppers here.
Yeah, I mean, we go into 3 chili peppers. I don't think it hits, 3 chili peppers. I don't think it hits 4.
Okay.
We're not doing anything really kinky. It's just,
it's a lot of dubcon. It's very dubious. Even with what I've read.
It is because of
the manipulation that's happening.
That's why. Because there's some manipulation that has happened. Yeah. And so, but it does, I don't know.
And we have big secrets that are being kept. And
yeah, we find big secrets out.
Yeah.
And we come to the conclusion that everything's at peace at the end, and you're like, okay. And you want to know what? When I look at let's talk about this really quick. When I look at the cover,
yes, okay, we can talk about the cover.
After you read the whole thing and you look at the cover, you go, I like the cover. Like I really do. I actually really like the cover. I think the cover actually
after part one
went really good with the book.
I actually, once we finished part one, I agree with this because the daisies are very significant in the entire story.
Well, and they're in other covers. So I'm assuming she picks something that has to do with the flower through some of the other ones. And you, this is not a spoiler, but you do meet the next character.
I had a feeling.
Book 3.
Yeah.
At the very, very end. And I liked the way she did it. I thought it was really smart. Smart.
I love that. Cover, though, would we give it... I'm saying 5 because I feel like
I thought it was a 5. I liked it. I love the cover. I think the cover is fantastic.
It even works out with 2. Part 2.
It does.
Because all they added was blood. Let's just be realistic. That's all it is.
It does. It works.
That was it.
It works.
I loved it.
Yep.
So
I rated it 4 stars.
You rated book 2 4 stars. Right now
I rated book 4 stars.
So I am inconclusive. But
I'm also a big believer how the bookends can tie up all kinds of anything that it can cover up a lot of sometimes it can cover up little things that you weren't 100% in love with, and you go, you had to be there.
Yep. If you are an author and you cannot wrap up the end of your book, There is
Please don't write.
one that is just like, it's something that we struggle
Please
with.
don't write. If you can't wrap your book up, don't write.
Yeah.
It's honestly probably one of the most painful experiences to love a book.
You love it. And
85%
then,
through, and then you drop the ball. You either do two things. One, you don't tie up loose ends, or two, you tie up loose ends so fucking perfectly
with a bow on top.
with a bow, and you go,
what was that?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I am so tired of everything ending with marriage and a fucking baby. Like,
Oh,
I've
I'm so
about
over
had
that.
it. I
I'm
mean,
over it.
I am over it. Like, I want a happy ending just like the rest of them. But there does not have to be a baby at the ending for this to be happy.
It doesn't have to be happy ever after. I am so thrilled with happy for now.
Well, yeah.
Because I just need the drama that you built in this story to come together right then.
Yeah.
That is what I need.
Just, like, you can wrap it up, but man, it's always like epilogue 5 years later.
With a child running around her ankles.
Exactly.
And looking down, being like, don't trip, mommy's pregnant. Like, it's like, oh my gosh.
Fantastic.
I didn't need that.
I
will say,
I'm
sometimes
not saying
I like it.
I know, that's the thing. It's like,
It's
I'm
the hardest
totally
part.
bitching about it, and it's like sometimes, like, I mean, I get, like, I know why we do it. Like,
Yeah.
it's because but this is what his problem is. Is this a problem because we think that this is what we want as a happy ever after?
Oh, I don't know.
Like, is this what we think that we want? That this is like, I mean, is this programmed into us that we think that, like, a happy ever after ends with, like, marriage and a baby?
Barefoot and swollen?
I mean,
like, that's what it just makes me think of. The picket fence, barefoot, swollen with a baby. Like, is that the happily ever after that
is that what the world has, like,
for?
taught us? Yes. Is that what we're conditioned for? That, like, the only thing in life that's going to make us happy is being married and having kids?
I don't know.
I don't know either. There's a question for you. Clip that.
Clip it. Done been clipped. I would say that this was I know this doesn't have anything to do with Torment, but that was one of the biggest issues that you had with the Lord series.
I did. It was like
you go from, like, the aggressiveness
we're doing
that's in
all
the
these
story,
like aggressive. These men
and then
are
all of a sudden they're dad material.
What?
Yeah.
You tell me what makes you think that these people are dad material.
Yeah. I don't know. It is one thing that I don't understand, but at the same time, it's written in so many books.
I know, but I think it just comes back to the whole idea that that there is a piece of us that wants to think that we as women, or in the story, are the women, the FMCs are, or even an MMC, I don't know, are capable of changing someone or bringing out the best in them. Or,
I was going to say redemption, but I feel like change is better.
Dude, I'm a fucking sucker for a redemption arc all day long. I can't help myself. My heart is like, yes, we're redeeming him.
Yes.
Please redeem Tamlin, for fuck's sake.
I would be okay with that.
I'm fine. Don't hate me. I don't mind Tamlin.
I mean, he was an idiot. But, like,
he was a total idiot. But
look
it
at
doesn't
today's
matter.
Society. Like, there's
he
so many
loved
of
her.
them. He did. He did.
Or he thought he did. I don't know. But I like a good redemption arc.
Feel better?
Yeah, I do actually. Thanks.
Okay, good. So I'm excited to finish this series now. It'll be wrapped up really quick. Annie's overall BKR 4-star. 3 chili pepper.
I'm excited to see if you want to keep going. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll see if we go back into 3 and 4.
Yeah,
and
sometimes you need a minute though, because they are heavy stories.
Heavy. When they're heavy and dark.
Yeah, I think sometimes you need a minute when they're like heavy. Yeah.
So, would we recommend this to our listeners?
I would.
I would also recommend this. It was a good time.
It was recommended to us a while ago, and I am so excited that we got the opportunity to listen to it.
Same.
And I mean, thanks to NetGalley again.
Yeah, thank you, NetGalley. And we will be back with more reviews for you soon. That's it for today's episode on the Blush and Burn Books podcast, where we spread those pages and stir up all the feels. We hope you're walking away with a new book for your TBR, a smile, and maybe a little blush. Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share this episode with your fellow book lovers. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for even more bookish fun. Until next time, keep those pages turning and stay bookish.